Hey guys, just a quick message before the podcast starts. Just to let you know that I'm having a few issues with my video editor at the moment, and it keeps crashing when I try to put in more than one picture. So what I've done is I've just put in the normal picture. So unfortunately, I've not got everyone's links to their channels and like the quiz time thing, football talk thing. Hopefully I'll have it sorted out for next week's podcast. And yeah, so enjoy the video, guys, and I'll catch you again soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's just everyone clear your throat and make sure it's all done.
I've had a cough all day, so I've got a glass of water here, so just so you know.
Alrighty, so there's still some clearing of the throat going on. Hey guys, this is the Unnamed podcast, and we've got a right jolly bunch of guys here with us today. We've got our usuals, Mr. Plim, how you doing, man?
Yeah, perfectly good, my friend.
We've got Mr. Fuller's 20,005.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. Joshy J, or Games HD, Joshy J19.
How is it going, you YouTubers?
Alright. And we've got a new face in today. We tried to get him in the last podcast, but due to some other things that don't need to be mentioned right now. We've got the Game Buster Mark. How you doing, man?
Yeah, how are you doing? And the things that happened were I was attacked by some ninja zombie Nazis.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, whose names...
Happens from time to time.
Whose names we can't really divulge due to police investigations, but you know. So since I've actually got 4 guests on my show today, with me being the 5th, I've actually got teams done here. Now we're in teams of 2. We've got Fuller's 20,005 and Games HD Joshy J19. They will be Team Joshy J. So when it comes to the quiz and all the singing and all the general banter that we all have, all the points that they get will be put together. And on the other half, by just the process of elimination, you've got Mr. Blastoise 101 and the Game Buster Mark, who are Team Plim, as that name seems to arise. So
Gonna take it.
So yeah, that's the teams that we're gonna have this week on the podcast. Hopefully, we'll get more of this kind of stuff going on. Cause I do think that teams would work a little bit nicer. I don't know why. But anyway, guys, the name of the podcast this week is PlayStation 1 and Our Experiences.
It violated me.
Oh, yeah. Basically, what we're going to be talking about this week is, like, obviously, the PlayStation 1, the games that we love, the games that we hate, the games that we know about, and all that kind of stuff, rare games, whatever we can throw in there. So, just going to go round the call and ask everyone what their favourite PS1 game is and a little bit about that game, and just try to get a little bit of backstory on everyone and how they feel about the console. If everyone understood that, I was talking quite fast.
Yeah, I understood it.
I think I got it through your Scottish broad accent.
Oh, okay. Mr. Blastoise 101, what's your favourite PS1 game?
Oh, God, that's a hard question because there are so many. No, it's not. Fuck it. It's a big tie between Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped and Final Fantasy 9. Purely because I love platformers. PS1 is where I grew up with platformers. Well, I say grew up. I started on the Super Nintendo, but that's besides the point. And I got Crash 3 first, ironically, out of all the 3, which is why I love it so much. And Final Fantasy 9, just due to it being a very, very good story. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody because I haven't quite finished it yet for the first time. Yeah, it's my favourite game, but I've never finished it. Work that one out. I love the art style. I love the characters. Vivi is the best character ever made. He is awesome. I love him. I love the fact you never see his face. Does he have a face? I don't know. I could keep going. Do you want me to talk about anything else while I'm in the flow?
Well, really, I'm just trying to get everyone's favourite game right now. Then we can all just jump in all over the place. Give everyone else their turns.
I'm sorry.
Game Buster Mark, favourite PS1 game.
Well, that wasn't even out then, but luckily, I guess I choose 3. But I'll give the one that I really played a lot as a kid and really got the most hours out of was actually Tekken 2 on the PS1. I actually really enjoyed playing that. I actually got worse at Tekken 2 as I got older, so I don't really know how that happened, but I remember unlocking all the characters and just really enjoying that game. You know, watching all the cutscenes and just it was the first time like I'd really like unlocked and like completed stuff in a game because I'd play like Tomb Raider and I sucked at it. I would just run around Lara Croft's mansion doing all this stupid training missions, and so to find a game
in the fridge.
yeah, I mean, so to find a game that I actually was winning at was brilliant, and yeah, Tekken 2. I mean, I've still got it, so I mean, just best game on PS1 in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
fantastic.
I mean,
yeah.
aside from possibly one, but I think the other Andrew might say this one.
Okay. And we'll move on to Phyllis 2005. What's your favourite game on the PS1?
There's so many, but I've got to say still Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I think that's a fantastic game. I love the second game as well. Any one of the Resident Evil games, like 1, 2, and 3 on the PS1 could really be my favourite, but I still think the third one's the best because I love Nemesis as a body, how he like comes at you like charging you through doors and things. Such a badass. Overall experience of that game is fantastic. I've watched how many times I've completed it, so yeah, that's survival horror at its best in my opinion.
Yeah, fantastic, man. Joshy J, favourite PS1 game and a little bit about it, why you like it.
My favourite PS1 game is Medieval, starring Sir Daniel Fortescue, where he goes travelling to different places. He has to fight this villain called Sarok. He's evil. He's like made all the village bad. The Galamere village bad.
Alright, awesome. What I liked about that is everyone had a different game, and absolutely love that because it means that we're all, it's basically all different genres as well, and I really like that we're a little bit diverse when it comes to the PS1. For me, my favourite PS1 game, without a doubt, has got to be Crash Bandicoot 2, and I do find it difficult to explain why it's my favourite. I feel that Crash Bandicoot 3 is a better overall game, but it's my personal preference that I love Crash Bandicoot 2. So, I think it was the very first PS1 game that I owned, actually, and it's just so much fun. I just love the idea that you destroy the boxes and get gems for getting all the boxes. For some reason, it always stuck in my mind as like, that's such a brilliant idea. It's a good incentive to get collectibles. So that's it for me. So what I wanted to go on to next is what everyone's least favourite PS1 game is. Now, I know since Mr. Plim, you have prepared for most of this kind of stuff, so I'm going to let you take the floor first, so everyone else can have a little bit of a think.
This is the one bit I didn't prepare for.
Oh, did you not?
No, so I mean, I think, to be honest, I think my least favourite at the minute that I can think of off the top of my head is the Grand Theft Auto series on PS1. Purely because I hated the top-down view. I did not like it whatsoever. It put me off the game completely. I did like the fact that there were swear words in it and you could, make blood, but I mean, you could do that with a lot of games. But I mean, I just didn't like it. It wasn't, the whole sandbox thing wasn't my type of thing way back then, as it were. So that's about it for me. I mean, I expect I could think of more if I actually thought about it, but off the top of my head, it's Grand Theft Auto series.
Well, yeah, if you end up thinking of something else that you want to say, like, we're going to have a moment where we can all just talk about it and all that kind of stuff. So, just right now, I'm just trying to get a little bit in behind people, find out what their preferences are. So, Game Buster Mark, least favourite PS1 game or a game that you particularly despise?
It's quite difficult actually for me to think of a game on PS1 I didn't like because I was more of a Nintendo fanboy. The N64 was my console, but I mean, I probably have to say Tomb Raider. I can't remember if it's Tomb Raider 2 or 1, but it was basically the one where I couldn't do anything. So I just ran around the mansion, like I said before, went in the swimming pool, probably died a few times in the swimming pool from drowning. That's how bad I was at that game. So I just didn't get any enjoyment out of it at all. So yeah, probably two. I don't, and it's so bad I don't even know which one it is. Tomb Raider 1 or 2. One of them two.
I think I'm in the exact same position as you with the Tomb Raider. I remember having one of them when I was younger. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but I remember I didn't know how to get out of the mansion, and all I did was just like jump into the pool and swim, and I thought that was the object of the game, believe it or not. But I've since grown up and learned that there's stuff to do. I still don't know how to do it, and I don't know which one it was, but yeah. Phyllis 2005, any worst game or particular game you didn't like?
There's not actually that many. But the one I can think of at the top of my head, I don't know how I ended up with this game, by the way, was Mary King's Riding Star.
What the fuck?
Is that horse riding
I don't
game?
know how I ended up with this game. But,
Is that the horse riding game?
yes.
I think has something to tell everybody.
Well,
So what didn't you like about Riding Star?
I was so crappy. It wasn't like my kind of game at all. I couldn't bloody control the horse. I kept bloody going flying over the barriers.
Oh man. Okay. Joshy J, least favourite PS1 game or a game you particularly didn't like?
Least favourite PS1 game for me has to be Driver 1. The reason is because while you're driving around, you could only stay in one car, and if your car is damaged, basically you're like knackered. So, and if the police busted you, you couldn't escape and get out of the car like what you could do on Driver 2 and the later Driver games. So definitely Driver is a letdown for me.
Alright. I always remember Driver 1 being particularly hard. The first level, when you're in the parking lot or something, I always found that insanely tough. And didn't get past it much when I was younger. But probably my least favourite PS1 game, and I don't know if any of you guys know this, it might come to a shock, is Batman and Robin. Based off of the movie with Mr. Freeze. I
Played it.
Yeah, well, don't. It's just truly terrible. What the main problem was is you start off in the Batcave, and what you need to do is like solve the investigation as it goes along and find out where Mr. Freeze, and I don't know how many other enemies are in it. I just know Mr. Freeze is in it. And you have to go to the museum and get him. But the problem with the game was the controls were an absolute nightmare. There's this room that you go into. There's a room you go into to change your outfit, right? I have no idea why you would ever want to, because there's not any good outfits. But once you go into the room, I kid you not, it's the hardest thing ever to get back out of it. The controls are so bad. Basically what you do is walk around in a circle, and it's impossible to do that. So if you ever got following that, you get to ride in the Batmobile.
Hey, Josh.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, that's again.
So
anyway, you get to ride around the Batmobile. You go to the museum, and I kid you not, the combat in that game is worse than Alias.
Bag of shit.
It is worse. Yes, it is a bag of shit. So yeah, there's all of our best games and all of our worst games. I'm actually really surprised that none of us had any of the same game. I quite like that, actually. So
yeah.
Other things is now it's basically like we all can just talk about really what we want in terms of like the PS1, the games, or like in your case, Mark, games that were out in the N64 that were out the PS1 as well. Well as maybe want to talk about them. So any games that left any sort of impressions, whether it be bad or good, or just games that stick out in your mind, if anyone.
Yes, one other game I like is Tekken 3. I used to enjoy playing that because I used to enjoy fighting characters like Paul, Lo, Nina, and all those good characters. You know, it's a great game. I enjoyed like knocking people out and watching the cutscenes.
Yeah, completely agree with you, man. Tekken 3 is definitely up there. It's one of my favourite games as well. And at times I have a group of people around at my house and we would all just sit and play Tekken 3 from like 12 in the afternoon to like 9 at night. Just Tekken 3
Same,
marathon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. Eddie Gordo for the win every single time.
No, what's the little dinosaur called? You know.
Gone.
Yes, God, he is the best. And
Bloody God,
Yeah,
it's so annoying.
somebody called Yushi or something.
Yoshimitsu, guy's a legend. He
Yoshimitsu.
stands on his sword and does little helicopter things. Oh, the guy's a legend.
And wasn't there also a character called Dr. B who basically was the greatest character ever? He basically lied on the floor and just kicked people in the ankles. And when I first saw him, I thought, that's interesting.
Yeah.
He's definitely a unique character in Tekken games anyway.
His whole tactic is to just lie on the floor. It's like, what the hell?
It's kind of like Voldo from Soul Calibur. His tactics are weird. He just moves all about the place and.
Well, Voldo basically tries to molest you in various different ways. That's how he wins his fights.
Yeah, he does like a kind of like an arse attack.
Between your legs.
Yeah, he does like an arse attack where you're like, I don't know how to explain it, but just kind of like arse bashes you. it's a hard action to explain.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't know if Voldo was in the original Soul Blade. Does anyone know?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're not going off topic at all there, so that's good. Oh god.
Going from original original characters to original games, I'd like to bring everybody's attention to Devil Dice.
Not heard of that myself.
Oh, yeah.
Are you laughing because you know what it is, Mark?
No, I'm just laughing because it sounds kind of funny.
It was, remember the, I can never remember the demo number, but the one with Tombi on it and the Net Yorkies homebrew inverted commas
Not at all.
games. No?
No.
Okay. Well, basically, it was that. It's a unique puzzle game where players control small dice that runs around a grid covered in large dice. The player can both stand on top of the dice and stand on the ground with the dice towering above. When the dice on the side of the player can... that's right, I'm just reading, trying to remember how to actually play it. But no, basically, it was a unique puzzle game that I spent hours playing.
You know what it reminds me of, the way you're explaining it? Does anyone watch or have watched Yu-Gi-Oh?
Ugh.
Yeah.
That episode,
Dungeon Dice Monsters.
Dungeon Dice Monsters.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
That's
it
what
reminds
it
me of.
reminded me of. Dungeon Dice Monsters.
That confusing game that there was like a full 3 episodes dedicated to it, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on.
No, neither do I.
Oh, confusing.
But yeah, I mean, that was a game that I quite enjoyed, that was different, so to speak, because at the time I was playing games like, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Tekken 3, as we've talked about, and a good old game I wish I owned, Parappa the Rapper.
What the hell is that?
Punch, it's all in the mind. That's all I think of every time. But I am not paying eBay prices for that game right now. It's ridiculous.
What are eBay prices at the moment?
50 quid upwards.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Remember the original Tombi?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That goes for 80.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not even kidding. eBay it as soon as we finish, and you'll see. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely.
I know you have, but I know you've never played it. Has anyone heard or played of the game Vib Ribbon?
Yes, I've heard of. I've not played. Oh, just found a melted bit of chocolate on my bed.
Did.
Maybe I should have muted the mic before I said that. Yes, I've heard of it. It's a very unique game. It's one I'd like to get, but demands a price on eBay.
Yeah, I think it looks like one of the laziest graphic designs for a game I've ever seen, because it's basically just pencil drawings, is it not?
Very much so.
If I can remember correctly. So I did have it on demo, but a game that none of us have mentioned yet, Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah, Spyro the Dragon. It's an epic game. Like, I've seen clips of it, but I've never really played it. Which on PSN, PlayStation Store, you can get that for about £4. The first one.
Oh yeah, I recommend you getting it. Thanks. I'll just let you guys in a little secret. Most of you know. I'm currently doing a Let's Play of Spyro the Dragon 1. I've not uploaded any parts yet. First one will be up tomorrow for everyone that's interested, which probably none of you are, but whatever.
I am.
I am. On my certainly check that out.
Thank you guys. Yeah, I recently started that. I got it on eBay. I paid £10 for it. That's quite a bit of money considering I could get it a lot cheaper, but I really was so impatient. I really, really wanted to play it. I don't know if any of you guys are like the same with some certain games that you are just willing to pay that little bit extra because you just need to get
Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Spyro the Dragon. Has anyone played the second one?
No, I haven't played any of them, but one day
you
maybe.
should. You should. They're really good platformers, good 3D platformers.
Some of the best, yeah.
I was actually playing Spyro the Dragon earlier today, just for fun, not Let's playing it or anything. Just because it's a good. It's not my personal favorite, but it's my second favorite out of the series.
Your favorite, the third one?
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of victory there. Yes.
Talking of 3D platformers, I've just got a list of games here. So if I can see a link from what we're talking about,
check you out.
Yes, I come
Someone
prepared.
came prepared.
Yes. I'm very happy with this.
A 3D platformer that didn't do it well for me, Croc. The camera angles were awful.
Did anyone else have trouble with the actual control of Croc?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very clunky.
I could not control him for the life of me. Me and Foot started it on the same night one day. We played it for about 40 minutes. I didn't play anymore. He went on to finish it. That just shows you he's got more determination to finish a game.
Wow.
Oh well.
So while we're on the subject of platformers, Crash Bandicoot. If you want to talk a little bit about Crash. I mean, not a fan of the first one myself.
No, me neither.
I just really couldn't get into it. But the second and third one are, in my opinion, just masterpieces of games.
The
I
second
played
one.
the third one. The ones I played is the third one, Crash Bash and Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, I do have Crash Bash as well. I don't enjoy it as much when I'm on my own because I feel that the computer are always against you. Even if they're not in your team, they'll just team up anyway and get you out. But co-op Crash Bash is fantastic. Crash Team Racing, I've not had a chance to rebuy it because it's a bit expensive. The platformer Crash Bandicoots, the second and third one, let's just talk about them for a little bit, if anyone wants to.
Third one's the better one of the two. I think that it expands a lot more. There's like more abilities you get from like completing the levels and stuff and beating the bosses. I also think it's a longer game. Don't quote me on that. I mean, if I remember rightly, it took.
The third Crash was the first Crash Bandicoot to implement the time trials, where you could try and get the. I think it was there was the blue medal, the gold one, and I think a platinum one. Don't quote me on it. Yeah,
no, I think you're right. I think there was it went bronze, I believe, bronze, silver, gold, and then the platinum. But the platinum was always a bugger to get.
Was there actually a bronze?
I think so. Don't quote me. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, I've not played it in about 2 years. I can't actually think right now. But Crash 2, I don't even know the reason why I absolutely love Crash 2. Maybe just the way that when he stands on the middle platform, his face when he points up is absolutely fantastic. I mean, that should be its own internet meme itself, that thing.
I can just see it now.
And Crash Bandicoot 3, this is a bit of an embarrassing story, but does anyone remember when he got a gem in a level, and like after the level he throws them up in the air?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Does anyone remember what he did when he got a gem?
A little dance.
Yep. I used to know that entire dance. and I used to be able to do it.
Brilliant.
Okay, I want that on YouTube right now.
I don't remember it now, but this is some sad memories from my childhood, not actually knowing that dance.
Oh god, don't talk to me about sad memories of childhood video games.
Sorry.
I have a few.
Oh dear. So anyone else have any Crash Bandicoot memories or Spyro memories or anything else?
I liked the bit when the bad guy goes, game over. Ha 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 ha.
So you liked losing?
Is it because you saw the...
Oh dear.
Games, well, Mark is gone.
Right, I'm back.
I think he's back.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not sure what happened there, but I think we just lost all the momentum going.
Yeah.
I think you left the call, and I was just about to take your place as host.
Ah, how dare you? You don't have the
I'm
quiz.
sorry, Josh. I'm sorry, mate, but that's a big hole to fill, and you ain't gonna fill it.
That's what she said. Anyway.
Like just for that, people.
Yeah.
okay.
Getting slated by a Scotsman. I mean, come on.
Everyone knows us Scottish are like the most humorous bunch of people ever. None of us are miserable whatsoever.
Always fucking drinking. You wear skirts all the time.
Skirts?
None of you are
Pah.
miserable. I mean, just where does Frankie Boyle come from then?
Yeah, fair point. Frankie
He's the
Boyle.
most miserable man I've ever seen.
He is a genius. I love that man. I
Yeah.
swear to God.
Only him could get away with slagging disabled children, so... And, I mean, it's not the fact that he just, like, made fun of a disabled child, that they made a TV show around that joke. That's some going. Anyway, we're
Yeah.
moving a bit off topic. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Joshy
But
J
yes,
liked,
one.
he liked the game over screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then you said something like you like to lose, and then we all shared a chuckle, and then I get kicked out.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to happen then, because you went really quiet. I was like, oh god, let's just not talk about Crash Bandicoot 3 ever again.
Alright, well, it seems that the Skype call does not like Crash Bandicoot. Any other games?
Yes, the favourite game out of the Tomb Raider series has to be Tomb Raider 2. I played that game loads of times. I shot tigers on it. I shot bad guys, and I've ridden on the skidoo before in the snow.
So would you say you're quite good at the game now?
Yeah, I'm a professional at it, really.
Alright, well, that's pretty good. Did you play any of the other Tomb Raider games?
Yes, I played on Tomb Raider 1, the original game, which is quite challenging, but I played on Tomb Raider 3, I have, a little bit.
Alright. Well, if anyone would like to check out a Let's Play of the first Tomb Raider game blind, our good friend Footless 2005 has fully Let's Played that entire game under his GamerZone 5000 channel, which we'll link somewhere.
On
Yeah.
its
Take a bow.
face.
Yeah.
Take a bow, son.
Oh, yes.
Anyone else like to add anything about the Tomb Raider games?
I'd like. Oh, okay. Well, not the Tomb Raider games, but I'd like to pose a question.
Go for it.
When did you first get your PS1?
Oh, this is a question, actually.
I had mine as a present.
Oh,
I did
that hurt
my
a bit.
first ever PS1. I had a few PS1s, actually.
Yeah, I think I remember you doing your small room tour thing and showing off. I think.
Yeah, I got one off of eBay, with the original packaging as well, and boxed in.
All right. PS1. I can't remember actually when I got my first PS1. It must have been near enough when it came out because. Well, I don't know why. I'm just guessing it must have been because I do remember having it for quite a few years before I moved up to the PS2. But I actually ended up giving away my PS1 to some family that I'm not really too much in contact with anymore. So I do kind of regret it because I did give away about 40 games with that. Some games that are actually quite rare these days, and it is small regrets. I mean, it's just things. I'm sure we've all traded in a game or something that turned out to be quite pricey and wish we held on to it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
lent it to someone who never gave it back.
Yeah.
One console I got regretted getting rid of was my first fat PS2 I had. I sold it for the slimline one, but I didn't like the slim one, so I got another fats one. I did.
All right. I'm sure we'll do a podcast talking about the PS2 as well, because I think we were all with the PS2 back in that generation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I mean, I don't actually know too many people that stuck with the Xbox during that generation, which is strange, but I don't know. So, Mr. Plum, have you got any more games you would like to talk about, since you've got a whole trolley full of them, as it seems?
Well, I'll tell you the story of linking it with Tomb Raider and PS1 when we first got it. Christmas '97. I had a boring Christmas. I had jumpers, socks, typical young kids rubbish.
Yeah, selection boxes and stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, well, this is a poo Christmas.
A poo Christmas.
I said poo, I didn't say shit.
You have now.
And then my mum and my auntie come in and say, we've just found these in the cupboard. We think they might be for you. And me being the polite person, I opened the little one first. It was Tomb Raider. And I went, Mum, I don't have one of these. This is a silly present. And put it down, then opened the big one and realised what it was. I was like, oh. Wow!
Your crap Christmas got even worse when you got a game for a console you didn't own.
But then I got the console, it was fine. And the other game, I had Tomb Raider and the Rally 97 Championship Edition thing.
Dear.
Which I actually spent more time because I didn't understand how to play Tomb Raider, so I just played the car game because I could go fast.
Yeah.
Hey, Rally, that's a good game. I quite liked that.
Much preferred Colin McRae these days. I think it's a better game in general. Okay, going through my list of games, things we can talk about. One that I'm surprised we haven't spoken about, considering we're all PlayStation go. The first FIFA I played on the PlayStation, FIFA 99.
It doesn't really take the malice of 98 though.
No, this is true. It really doesn't. But yeah. And another one, Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. I've never really been too big into the Metal Gear Solid games for some reason. I don't know why.
Blasphemy.
Although I do own Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 of the Metal Gear Solid 2 games. I don't know why I've never really been that big into the series. I'm quite impatient when it comes to games. And
why then?
Yeah, games like that frustrated me. When I couldn't just go in and shoot everybody, and yeah, it wasn't that kind of thing. But any more Metal Gear Solid stories?
Says the guy with the Hitman as his avatar.
Well,
the most stealthiest game ever. You just want to go in and shoot people.
The problem with Hitman is, well, the difference with Hitman is you can do it so many different ways. You can go in all guns blazing if you want, and it's still a fun experience. Although I do feel bad playing it that way, but
okay. Another game that I can off the top of my head, I got a list here, but off the top of my head, inverted commas, Hogs of War. Anybody?
Yes.
Never played it.
God, I'm glad people know this.
Yes.
What a fucking game that was.
Absolutely agree with you, and I 100% preferred it to Worms. I was just, everyone was like, oh, Worms. I was like, look at the crap graphics of Worms. Look at these hogs. They're in 3D, mate.
Yeah, but it had Rick Mail in it as well, which sells a game for me these days.
I wasn't smart enough to realise that, but it had cow prods, which was more than enough for me.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
Foot, you've been quite quiet tonight. Any games you want to talk about? Resident Evil, for example?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just big fan of Resident Evil games.
Why don't you tell us some of
anybody
your...
else a fan?
Sorry?
Anybody else a fan?
No.
Yeah, massive fan.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys want to talk about your Resident Evil experiences, that'd be absolutely fantastic.
Oh,
Give
my
me
Resident
time to
Evil
shut up.
experience. Well,
Alright.
see, Resident Evil is the series that I've always loved, but unfortunately, I've always sucked at Resident Evil. So I only recently completed the very first one, and I didn't complete number 2. Still haven't completed Nemesis, despite totally agreeing with you, Philus. It is one of the best games on PS1. And Nemesis is just a badass, how he just stands there and goes, "Stars!" and then shoots a bazooka. Like, yeah, Resident Evil 1, I remember, like, just freaking out at how scary the zombies were and stuff, and then, like, coming back to it years later thinking, oh, that just looks like a pixelated mess. But the thing is, it still has that sort of endearing factor about it. I mean, the mansion that you walk into, that is very much one of the iconic backgrounds of the horror genre, and I think it still trumps many of these so-called horror games out there today. Yeah. Definitely lots of happy memories. Died a lot, saw a lot of game over screens, got mauled by dogs a lot, zombie dogs, got killed by zombies a lot, and got killed by Tyrant a lot. But yeah, Resident Evil 1, fantastic game.
Oh, absolutely. I used to be terrified of that game when that massive woman snake came out. Oh, God, no. That terrified the hell out of me when I was younger.
Most of the game terrified me, to be honest.
Yeah. God.
Well, while we're talking about survival horror games, I think Silent Hill was also a massive game on the PS1. Don't know if many guys have played that. And that it always
Didn't actually play that.
Always used to terrify the crap out of me, walking through fog and stuff, and gave me nightmares, that game. Anyone else played Silent Hill 1?
Nope.
No.
Nah, I remember seeing my uncle playing it when I was younger, and I've seen a Let's Play of it, but I've never actually played it for myself. It looks terrifying.
That was quite a short talk about Silent Hill,
Yeah.
I'm personally trying to think of other really big games on the PS1, but I think we've got all the big ones.
Gran Turismo.
Okay, let's Gran Turismo, guys. One of the most successful racing simulator games released. Anyone have any good memories of that game?
Getting all the gold licenses on Gran Turismo 2. It took me the summer holidays to do it, but I did it.
Gran Turismo 1 is a good game, I have to admit.
Yeah.
I preferred the second one to the first. I think the controls were tighter. It was more. Well, when I say more realistic compared to today's standards, not. But I mean, for the time, it was very good. I spent countless hours with friends, with my father, just playing through the races, trying to gold them all, win them all, and 100% complete it, which I never did, but I got all the licenses.
Yeah. Did anyone ever play Mickey's Wild Adventure?
Yep.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I played it.
Did you like it?
I thought it was pretty good, yeah.
Did you ever manage to finish it?
Finished it on normal, but I could never complete it on hard.
You're actually the first person I've known that's finished that game, because I always found it insanely difficult.
Yeah, if you did it on hard mode, you got like another level at the end or something, and that was bloody tough, I thought.
Oh yeah.
But,
I just felt
I enjoyed it.
The game after maybe the first level just started to get a little bit challenging, and like me when I was younger, I had even less patience for games than I have now, and threw the controller through the wall, so to say. But I don't know, back when I was younger I didn't seem to get angry at games. I just stopped playing them, and then when I would go back to them I wouldn't retry the level, I'd just start it from the beginning again, and that led to a lot of games unfinished. But
I have a confession to make. I didn't get angry at them, I just found cheat codes for them.
Well, that is another big thing about the PS1. I think cheats were used a hell of a lot more back then to just unlock all the levels to see everything. I'd be lying if I said that I'd never used a level select cheat, because I used to get guidebooks with the magazines, and it'd be like cheats for just about every single game that was out, and I would just rifle through it and try and find games that I have and see what cheats it has to get it. Sometimes to my own disappointment that the only cheat for it was unlock hard mode. I can't even finish the game on the easy difficulty. That's why I'm trying to find some cheats to help me. But anyone else with cheat codes? Anyone remember?
I always used to try and beat the game before I could use cheat codes, but I mean, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, that game was a bugger to finish. So yeah, and plus, so like with Grand Theft Auto and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater being the only two that I can think of right now, some of the cheat codes they'd give you would make the game more fun. Like with Tony Hawk's having a gravity mode, if I remember rightly, and the whole infinite balance thing where you could then just have the biggest combo in the world as long as you were skilled enough to make the jumps. Yeah.
So I think, unless anyone knows of any other game that from the PS1 that they liked, I think we've talked about just about all the games we like. If anyone wants to talk about any games that they perhaps didn't like, and might not have as much to say here, but I know there's definitely some awful games out there.
First-person shooters on the PS1, minus the Medal of Honor series.
And the Doom series.
I never played the Doom series,
It was
but
awesome.
It's something I will look into doing in the near future.
What about that game, Aliens? I know you've definitely played it.
Alien Trilogy.
Yeah, Alien Trilogy, that's it.
Yeah, I like that game. Another game I thought was kind of scary when I first played it as well.
Yeah, I absolutely hated it. I used to kill all the little aliens, the ones that grab onto your face. I don't know what their name is. Yeah, and then once I got up the stairs, I saw the black alien just pacing. I'm like, oh, screw this, I'm not playing this. No way.
Yeah.
It honestly scared me that much, and it couldn't get to me because I could hide behind barrels, but nah, it just freaked me the hell out, that thing.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I'm going to admit to two games that scared the bejeebus out of me when I was younger, and one of them is going to be really bad. First one, Duke Nukem, Time to Kill, I think it was, or was it Land of Babes? I can't quite remember. I think it was Land of Babes, actually. It was I can't remember the enemy now, but it used to scare the bejeebus out of me. Every time I would literally jump. And the one that I don't really want to admit to, but I will for this podcast, it is an exclusive, guys. Beware. Heart of Darkness.
Oh yeah, that game, yay!
Just
another game
shadow things used to.
That's another game that Phyllis has Let's Played, by the way.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that because I love that game.
Yeah. Classic game.
Another game that no one's mentioned yet that I used to play quite a lot is the first Spider-Man game that was out on that. I don't know if any of you guys played it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man 1 on the PS1. I love that game.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. It's the boss fights, the levels themselves were all like, it was really unique. You could crawl along the ceilings and
crawl along the ceilings, and I used to like fighting Rhino where you had to get him to run in the generator.
Oh yeah, good boss fight, that one.
He like goes, "Ha, there you are," and then he goes, "Ah," when he's electrocuting himself.
Yeah, as you were saying, like games that like gave you jumps that weren't really meant to. That game used to scare me at the end when you used to get chased by. I'm gonna completely butcher his name, but the symbiote at the end where it chases you through like corridors and stuff, and you're basically looking in all these windows or something, and you've got to like get to the end by swinging and running and jumping and all sorts before he gets to you, because if he gets to you, he'll kill you. And
I quite like it near the end of the game where you're fighting Alien Carnage.
Yeah, that's his name, Carnage, and he chases you through all these like corridors and stuff, and it used to really freak me out. I used to was really scared that he would catch up to me, and I had a few nightmares about it as well, which is something for my psychiatrist which I'm probably gonna see.
I think you're booked in for about 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Ah. Oh dear. Oh dear.
I played Spider-Man 2 as well for the PS1, and I thought that game was good as well, where you fight Sandman and he says, you're never going to catch that train, and you have to spray water over him.
Yeah. So I never played the second one too much, although I did have it. Just every time I played it, it just made me think, I want to play the first one, and I would always just stick in the first one. A level in that game that's always really iconic to me is when you have to pick up a bomb and put it in an elevator in a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that level, and you have to take down these bank robbers.
Yeah, and it never made sense to me because I thought, well, if the bomb's in the room, it would destroy the whole building. Why, if it's in an elevator shaft, why would that contain the explosion just in there? That always confused me. Yeah, enough about Spider-Man. Any other games that people like to talk about?
I know you, Stars Gaming, and Foot, big wrestling fans. I'm not obviously sure about Master Mark and Joshy J, but SmackDown 2, my favourite ever wrestling game on the PlayStation. Probably my second favourite of all time, second to obviously WWF No Mercy. But I think the biggest memory I have was trying to complete all. I think it was like 15 season modes to either unlock a barbed wire match or the Inferno match was like a rumour, and it was just, I'd spent countless hours with friends. We'd make our own wrestlers, have our own pretend wrestling federation, and yeah, we were sad.
Well, what I'm going to ask now is if anyone has anything else that they would like to add to it before we move on, because we have been talking about this for I think over 45 minutes now.
Oh God!
I know,
really?
The time really has flown on. So, is there anything else anyone would like to add about PS1 games? Just a quick anything about it.
No, I'm good. I'm clear. I'm done.
Okay.
No, I think I'm ready to move on to the quiz.
Oh, how do you know the quiz is next? Yeah, the quiz is next. So is everyone in agreement they want to move on to the quiz?
Yes.
Yeah, as long as they have to sing anything.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Before the quiz, we make it a regular thing that the person that got the least amount of points in the last quiz, they can try and get an extra point to help them out, and give them a push and maybe try and get them to win it this week, since they got the least amount of questions right last week, which was unfortunately Josh and Jay. So I've got a song for you if you want to accept my challenge.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Right, your song this week is It's Raining Men by either the Weather Girls or Jerry Halliwell.
It's raining, man. Hallelujah, it's raining, man. Feeling good, it's raining, man.
Is that all you've got in the tank?
Yeah, but come on, you have to give me the points. I guess.
Okay,
you're being biased.
Okay, man, you've swindled it. You've got yourself a point. So that's 1 point to Team Joshy J. And since we do have a new guest to the panel, no, we have the Game Buster Mark. If he would like to sing a song, to give his team a point, and you can put yourself back in level terms. I know that Mr. Plim has the song that you're singing.
You swine.
Would you like to tell him the song and the movie it's from that he can sing for that point?
Only if he doesn't come to my house and kill me afterwards.
I promise not to.
I'll arrange some protection.
Are you sure you can keep that promise? The song that my teammate and friend, I promised, and friend is going to sing today is Breaking Free from the ever-loving High School Musical.
Let me just get the lyrics out.
Oh yeah, that's all.
from his bedside cabinet.
I'm gonna give this some welly, so.
That's it. Come on.
Come on, YouTube, don't let me down in my hour of need.
So yeah,
Lyrics.
this is why everyone loves the quiz. Lots of singing.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Okay. Let's let it load. Oh, you saw it here first, kids. Come on. Video's not loading. Here we go. This is Breaking Free, featuring the Game Master Mark.
Is it me or is YouTube being a bit slow recently?
We're soaring, flying. There's not a star in heaven that we can't reach.
If we're trying.
If we're trying, so we're break free. Yeah, the world can see us.
Is it really bad? I know the
That's
words.
different than who we are. Creating space between us to our separate hearts.
Oh.
But your faith, it gives me strength to believe. We're breaking free. There's not a star in heaven that we can't reach. No more. You get no more. I've sullied my record.
Well, you've certainly made your mark on this podcast with a great rendition of Breaking Free. So your team has well earned its point, and you guys are levelled at 1 point each, thanks to those two songs.
There's going to be a rumour starting that I'm gay now.
Oh, that already. I trended it on Twitter earlier.
You are a swine.
Alright.
I must get like at least 10 points for that. Come on.
Well, I already gave you 1 point after you'd sang the first few lines, but you kept going, so I wasn't going to stop you. You were enjoying yourself, but you'd already gotten your point.
1 point. You should have mentioned that.
It's 1 point unless you're singing Wuthering Heights, apparently.
Oh no.
Draw the line. I like team playing, but not that much.
Pretty Wuthering Heights.
All right, so everyone knows their teams.
Yeah.
So this is all just a free-for-all round. You just shout in, and whoever gets the answer, their team will get the point.
Should we have I'm gonna say buzzers, but a word that we shout so that you know who's trying to go first, as it were.
Okay.
Just make fart noises.
I was gonna go Bazinga, but okay.
I think a word would be more helpful because I don't think I would know who the fart noise would have came from.
I didn't really think that one through. Sorry.
So you can either say
you
Bazinga.
did think it through.
Yeah. You guys can say Bazinga, Buzz, Bingo, whatever the hell you want to say.
Shotgun Bazinga.
Okay. So everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'll have a beat.
What year did the PlayStation 1 launch?
Bazinga.
Okay.
1994.
Come on! I shouted first. Fuck off, Josh.
I'm sorry, Josh. Mr. Plum did buzz in before you shared the answer. What's your answer to it?
94.
That's right.
Never would have guessed.
Yes, I shouted that out first.
No,
Right
Yeah,
out.
but you have to buzz. You have to buzz.
buzz.
That was the buzz.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I think you've got some reason to be angry at Joshy J for giving the answer away.
Oh dear. Oh well, better luck next time.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at things. Anyway,
Yep.
question 2. Name 3 PlayStation 1 mascots.
Bazinga.
Who was it that
Crash
said that?
Bandicoot, Spyro, and Rayman.
Okay, you got another one. Team Joshy J, you gotta get in there, get some points on the table.
Too slow.
Question
Stop
3.
Googling it then.
Question 3. How many years was the PlayStation 1 out before the PlayStation 2 hit the shelves?
Buzz.
Okay, Joshy J.
About 6 years.
Okay, you gotta go with your first answer, 6 years, and that's absolutely correct. 6 years it was out for. I don't know if that was either good knowledge there or a good guess, but whatever one it is, it's a good point.
Google.
Okay, name the 3 main characters in Harry Potter.
Using blueberries.
No,
Who can?
That was my buzz.
I think Josh got there first.
He didn't say anything.
Me, damn it.
It was Footloose.
Okay, well, sorry, they sound the same.
Did I get there first?
I have no idea. It was just a jumble of sounds.
Yeah, Foot got there first, so Team Footloose need to answer this.
Okay, I'll answer. Harry, Ron, and Hermione.
Yeah, you got it right, man. That is another point to Team Joshy J.
Yeah.
Now you guys are tied on 3 points apiece, actually.
Did I just sing that horrible song for nothing?
No, you sang
Yeah,
that
you're gonna
horrible
win, Mark.
song
It's
to
fine. Gonna win.
you sang the horrible song to get tied back with 1 point, so you're kind of nothing.
Oh.
All right. Question 5. Spyro the Dragon was a huge title for the PlayStation 1. How many Spyro games were on that console?
Buzz.
Okay, Team Joshy J.
3.
Yep. That's 1 point there, and I'll give you a bonus point if you can name all 3 of the games with their subtitle.
Spyro the Dragon.
Okay, that's the first one.
Spyro the Dragon 2.
And do you know the subtitle of it?
No, I'm not too sure on the subtitles.
Alright, if you know the subtitle, you can jump in since it is your team.
Was it Spyro 2 Gateway to Glimmer?
Yep, and the third one?
Spyro Year the Dragon.
Yep, that's all 3 of them, so that was 2 points for you in that round because of the bonus point that you managed to get.
Yes.
Question 6. Who won the last quiz?
Bazinga.
I'm going to have to give that to Team Plym.
Foot did.
Exactly, and that's another point for you.
Yes.
It's an easy one. It actually took you guys quite a while to buzz in there. I'm quite confused.
A lot's happened this week. Leave me alone.
Alright, question 7. Tomb Raider was also a huge title for the PlayStation 1. How many Tomb Raider games were on it?
Buzz.
I think Foot got in there first before anyone else.
5.
Yep. And again, there's a bonus point for if you can name all 5 of those games.
Without looking at
yeah,
your...
I'm good with Tomb Raider.
You go for it.
Tomb Raider 1.
Yep.
Tomb Raider 2.
Yep.
Tomb Raider 3.
Yep.
Tomb Raider Chronicles.
Yep, and there's one more.
Tomb Raider The Last Revelation.
Joshy J's got it, so that's another bonus point to Team Joshy J. So, now that we're around about our halfway point in the quiz, would anyone like a roundup?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, so in second place, I'm saying that so it doesn't sound like I'm saying in last place, we have Team Plym with 4 points. And racing out in front right now, we have Team Joshy J with 7 points. So you guys need to really get in there with your buzzers and whatnot.
We have team.
Anyway, question 8.
You cut out there.
What?
Mark, you cut out. You don't know how many points Team Joshy J have got.
Oh, right, I didn't realise you didn't hear me. I said they're racing out in front with 7 points.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that's what
So 3 points in the lead. Still plenty of questions to get answered. Question 8. Name a team currently in the Championship that has won the Premier League.
Buzz.
Buzz.
I think Joshy J was there first.
Blackburn Rovers.
That's absolutely right, man. Okay, question 9. Manchester United star Nani has 4 names in his full name, none of them actually being Nani. Can anyone name any of the four?
Buzz.
Okay, go for it.
Lewis.
That's absolutely right. Again, his full name is Luis Carlos Almeida da Cunha, if I'm saying that right.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, well. So Team Joshua J still screaming out in front. You guys really need to put heads together and get. I think you'll need to get all of these questions right now to stay in it. Question 10. Name a superhero without superpowers.
Bazinga!
I think that's Team Plym there.
Batman.
You got it, man.
What's his bloody name?
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah,
You've got
no.
a point.
I don't care, I'm going for the invisible bonus point.
There's also another one that sticks in my head is Iron Man. Doesn't actually have any powers himself. But,
Oh, yeah, of course.
Apart from the amulet in his thing that keeps him alive.
That's not a power, that's a disability.
Stop being, I was going to say racist, but that's not right. Discrimination, that's the word.
he's just a rich bastard, that's all.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Right, question 11. On a keyboard, which key is next to the C?
But
Buzz.
I got there first.
Team Plym.
It's X.
X. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Oh, there were actually two possible answers. I was all
Yep.
smug thinking, yeah, it's definitely X, but there's actually another one.
Oh, dear.
What an idiot.
That you are, man. Anyway, question 12. Name a club Alex Ferguson has managed before Manchester United. Go for it.
Aberdeen.
Yeah, you got it, man. That's another point to you. This is open to everybody, but can anybody else name the other three?
No,
No.
I can't.
Alright, well,
Bazinga.
go for it.
They are...
I heard a lot of clicking there.
I didn't hear any clicking or keyboard there.
Queen's Park, St John's, Dunfermline Athletic,
Oh.
Rangers and Falkirk.
You
Nope.
just happen to know that.
That's actually teams that he's played for, not teams that he's managed.
Yep, I know. Stirlingshire, St Mirren, Aberdeen and Scotland.
I can't give you any more because I know you're on the internet and you got it wrong in the first place.
I don't care.
Okay, question 13. At this moment in time, who is in the relegation spots in the Premier League?
Bazinga.
Team Plym.
Go on, Mark.
But I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen
Aston
the game.
Villa's one of them.
Aston Villa QPR,
And
and I hope Reading.
nope, it's actually Aston Villa, QPR and Wigan.
Wigan, what happened to you, Wigan?
I don't know, I just checked the tables this morning when, well not this morning, but after the games were all done. Anyway, question 14. What is the Angry Video Game Nerd's real name?
Buzz.
Mark?
James Rolfe.
Yep, you got it there for your team. And finally, question 15. In Scrabble, which tile gives you the most points?
Bazinga.
Team Plym?
Z with 10.
Yep, you could also add Q, which also gives you 10 apparently. So at the end of the quiz, it turns out that Team Joshua J had 9 points, and Team Plym had 8 points.
You.
And you know what I like to do when there's 1 point
No.
in between? The person can, like the losing team, well it used to be just the losing person, gets the opportunity to sing a song and gain a point.
So
What
we
do you
have
think?
to sing again. Yeah, I'll
What do you
sing
think?
again. I'm not
Sing
worried.
again.
I'm not worried. I have no
This
self-esteem.
quiz is biased.
Can we pick a more manly song, like Welcome to the Jungle or something?
This quiz is biased. I lost last week, and apparently we're in the lead, so it's
Yeah,
biased.
but there was a question last week. You asked a question last week, but for me and Foot to answer to decide who, because there was a point between me and Foot.
It's always a
Oh, yeah.
recurring thing, you guys don't need to take this seriously, it's just a silly little quiz, you went absolutely feck all.
You win dignity and honor and pride.
Yeah,
£100 HMV voucher.
just to be called the champions in the next podcast, which Foot has that ability right now since he is the champion in the current quiz master, as it turns out.
Quizmaster.
So I actually wasn't prepared for this because Team Joshy J was absolutely screaming out ahead before this happened. So a song. I need to think of a song now. You guys aren't making this easy for me. You wanted a more manly song, was that?
Yeah, I mean something like some death metal or something.
You're going to regret saying that.
I will give you.
Actually, yeah, I already am.
I will give you an Aerosmith classic. I don't want to miss a thing.
I don't even know how to sing that. So I'm just gonna leave it to you.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, I don't listen to.
Can I have the YouTube video in my ears because I can't? My mind is blanking on the lyrics, but I know the song.
Okay, quick clue. Since I know you're already on the internet anyway, looking up answers,
Looking at Alex Ferguson's playing history.
I should deduct a point for whatever that word
No
is.
one takes the quiz seriously.
This quiz
Come
is
on.
biased.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Come on, Andrew.
It's-
Keep playing.
It's loading, I promise. Oh, come on. I could stay awake just to hear you breathe.
Oh man.
What? You are sleeping while you're far away and dreaming. Do I have to keep going?
If you want.
My life.
Are you done then?
Well
Right. Done. Yeah, okay, thank God for that.
Well done, mate.
Alright, you took one for the team and you guys both ended on 8 points, and for the third time in a row we've actually got a draw at the end. And since we don't actually have a loser, I don't know anybody that can come up with the me being lazy and tie-breaking question.
Well, if we came up with it, that wouldn't be fair.
Well, it wouldn't be fair, would it? So
I'm thinking of a number.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to take
Seven.
the two team
Yeah,
leaders, Mr. Joshy J and Mr. Plum. Two
Yeah.
team leaders. So, Foot, Mark, it's out of your hands now, whoever wins this.
It's probably out of my hands anyway.
And you trust my hands? Okay, you've got a bad choice.
Okay. So now I need
I
to
never said that.
now I need to
never
think
said I
of a
trusted your
question.
hands.
Most people never do.
I need to think of a question now. I'm probably going to make it about football since that'll be a bit easier to detain.
I'll make it easy for you. Who are the mightiest team in East Anglia?
Bazinga.
And it's not Norwich.
Who's the East Anglia? What the hell? The mightiest team in East Anglia. Oh my god.
And it's not Norwich. So who are you left with? Why wouldn't you say it, man? Come on.
No.
Yes, get in there. Come on, you Blues.
How many goals has Lionel Messi scored with his hand?
Bazinga.
Go for it.
1.
Team Plum are the winners.
Yes!
Get in there.
So you get the coveted quiz winner's crown. I'm sure you're absolutely thrilled about it. I'll mail it to you in the posts, but you know the posts, they're terrible these days, so
That's totally fine, mate. I'll just nick one from Burger King.
We still got those crown things?
I hope
yeah,
so.
For kids.
Oh, God.
Doesn't matter. I want a quiz today.
Yeah.
Just walk in there. You know,
This quiz is vexed because we were out in the league so much.
So by that, are you saying that the Premier League's fixed? Because remember, Man United were 8 points clear, and I don't think he's won it. I'm not sure. So I think the Premier League might be fixed then.
It's we're 10 points clear at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, but it's only a matter of time before you drop points.
yeah.
Anyway, this does actually swiftly move us over to football talk.
Right, here we go.
And I think this week we should talk about which teams we think are going to get relegated, because we spoke about top of the table last week.
I think we should talk about how crap Norwich are and how great Ipswich are.
I think
Norwich
that's
is gonna get
Let
relegated.
the host.
that actually might be a little bit biased, that one, but
No way, man.
no, it's mainly football talk. Really is. It's going to be different than last week because last week we all had to discover who our teams were and all this. But since Game Bus Smart didn't have a chance to do that, do you want to tell us who your favourite team are and how you got to supporting them?
Well, I support Ipswich Town FC, the Mighty Blues, best team in East Anglia. But I suppose I have always sort of followed one of the big teams in the Barclays Premier League, the English Premier League, and that's been Arsenal, just because they play sublime football when they want to. They're a bit leaky in defence. I mean, for God's sake, they have Squillaci. I mean, what's he doing in that team? But yeah, they're my favourite Premier League team.
Yeah, that's great. Because we all got to do that last week, but I don't think this is going to be as long talking about. Because I think we talked about football for about 45 minutes last week.
No, yeah. I might need to sign off as well. So, but I'll give you notice if I do have to.
All right. Well, I don't think we'll be talking about it too long. But any football? What's been going on? Anybody want to say anything about it? Cause, definitely.
Newcastle doing one over on Chelsea.
Yeah, Newcastle beat Chelsea today 3-2. I think it was a 90th minute goal that clinched it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, by this new player called Sissoko.
Yep, another French guy. They're doing an Arsenal Newcastle now, aren't they? Just pilfering all these French guys.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing a semi-Arsenal. At least they turn up in the first half.
But Newcastle aren't so good this year, and they finished 5th last season.
Well, it's like you can say they're not doing too good, but they have managed to get 3 points off of both Chelsea and Tottenham this season, so they're doing something, all right.
Yeah, I agree, but I think they've had injury problems this season.
Yeah, they definitely have. Yeah.
And losing Bar as well.
Well, now Chelsea have lost back, kind of, because Colaccini took a big lump out of his face when he kicked him.
And broke his nose. He had blood coming out of his nose.
Yeah. I don't know if many of you guys heard about that or anything, but Colaccini, I think he was trying to get the ball, knocked a big lump out of Baz's face. So
see, that should be a 3-match ban and fined and shit, not a little tap on with the ankle.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Oh yeah.
Was there any more upsets today? I'm trying to think.
Yes. I want to talk about Everton and Aston Villa.
All right, man, go for it.
It was 3-0. Aston Villa were 3-1 up, and Everton came back to 3-0 right near the end. And the trouble is with Aston Villa, they can't keep a lead to save their lives. I think they're going to get relegated.
Well,
fair point.
Yeah, Aston Villa haven't been playing great. A lot of the big teams have really been taking advantage of that. City put 5 against them. Chelsea put 8 against them. I'm sure there's been other huge results against them. But as I said, it's hard to keep up with all the teams that you don't follow. So. I mean, I'm not a Sky Sports presenter or whatever it's called, presenter, that's it. So it's not my job to keep up to date with it all. So Aston Villa, they do look like they might get relegated this season.
Yeah, I think they will.
You know where they went wrong?
Where's that?
Getting rid of them up.
Releasing Emil Heskey. I mean, really, if
he was
still there, he'd be banging in the goals. They'll be
as terrible as he is. As terrible as he is, he's got that kind of presence in the locker room. It's like if you don't win today, you're gonna get bombed. That's the short of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
If Emil Heskey's listening to this, I'm sorry, man. I love you. I think you're an amazing footballer, an amazing talent.
And
please come to City. So yeah.
But on a serious note, did anyone catch the Arsenal Stoke score? I think they might have won 1-0.
Yeah,
yeah, 1-0.
It was.
Which is good because I hate how Stoke, in particular, whenever they come to the Emirates, just set up really defensively. I hate when teams do that to Arsenal because Arsenal play great football. But what teams have found out is if they just piss Arsenal off by playing defensively, they can be very effective and just cut them off completely. And I absolutely hate when teams do that to Arsenal. So it's nice to see them, beating Stoke City, for once.
Well, the goal was actually quite controversial because it was believed to have hit off, like Podolski took a free kick, it hit off his own man and it went in. But it got called for offside and they weren't sure who was, where it was actually going to go.
Well, a goal is a goal, and if you're going to come and play for a point, a 0-0 draw, then you deserve to get beaten. I mean, who plays for a 0-0 really, other than Stoke?
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with Stoke there?
just with the way they behave when they come to the Emirates.
Alright, fair enough. Our team that's in a relegation zone right now, QPR, they've been in the relegation for quite a while, but
QPR.
recent results are actually quite promising.
They're improving lately, but I think they've left it a bit too late to recover, really. They're about 6 points off safety.
Yeah. I mean, how many players have they brought in this season over the summer and the winter transfer? Like, must be close to about 20 players that they've brought in.
Yeah,
too many.
Quite a lot.
And I think it is stuff like that. It's disrupting the balance of the dressing room. Everyone has to get to know each other. There's no chemistry there. I hate to use an ultimate team term because I hate chemistry. I hate chemistry. But I do think that is part of the reason. And so I just don't really feel like it's completely working for them.
One thing I wanted to talk about, did any of you see what happened at Craven Cottage? The floodlights went out and they had to go off the pitch for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I did see that. I watched that entire game. I've got to admit, I put my head down in shame a little bit when Rooney scored because I really thought Fulham could have held on for a point there.
Yeah, Mark Schwarzer, one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League, still knocking around at the age of 40, I believe.
And there's a chance he could get into the Australian squad.
Yeah, he has said that he wants to carry on for the next World Cup. He's just phenomenal, and it's really bad to see him let in that goal because he was having such a good game.
When the floodlights went out, everybody had to go off the pitch for about 10 minutes and the lights went out, but the scoreboard was still on and the electric sponsor boards, and everybody was taking photo shots of it like they're in the pantomime.
Does it remind anybody of that? I'm not too sure on what the camera is, but I think it's Nikon or something like that. And they have an advert, and it's Robbie Williams, and he wants everyone to take a picture at the same time. It reminds me of that, actually. I don't know if anyone's seen it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Nikon.
I think
it is Nikon.
Yeah, I quite like that advert. It's quite cool, and the cat riding on the turtle, whatever. Again, something that I wanted to bring up is Manchester City versus Liverpool tomorrow. In my personal opinion, I think if Man City don't walk away with 3 points tomorrow, the title race is over. Does anyone else agree?
Yeah.
Agree. Completely agree. I can't see any way back. If they draw or lose tomorrow, Man City.
Yeah.
It'll just be too many points to make up in the amount of games they've got left.
It is, and especially because United right now is as much as I dislike United, as you know I will, I do give teams credit where credit's due. They have been playing like champions this season because it's the best season they've had. It's the most points they've had at this stage in the league. So if United go on to win the title, as much as it would pain me to see, I would still say they deserve to win it, because it's hard to say that a team doesn't deserve to win a league if they've won it. It's hard, especially over the entire year. It's hard to say that a team doesn't deserve it, but yeah, well, it will pain me. I'm sure it'll pain a few people in this call, especially Foot as well.
Oh yeah.
Not me.
I know not you, because you're a supporter of them.
Damn straight.
Which, yeah, I've changed the team you support a while, but let's not go down the loyalty route. There is no loyalty in football anymore, that's what I say. But,
Hey, look at me.
any other games that are on tomorrow? Is Spurs playing tomorrow? Or did they play today?
No, they play tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Who have they got?
Give me 2 minutes and I'll tell you. I happen to have the BBC Sport page bookmarked.
Oh, that's helpful.
And they got West Brom.
West Brom.
Yeah,
That's 3 points. That's 3 points. No questions asked.
yeah. Well, it should be with the team they've got.
Well, it's
I
like
mean,
you
I don't
say,
mind.
We are talking about West Brom, right?
you say it is like 3 points, but there are upsets. There are upsets all the damn time, and West Brom do have a lot of good strikers. Shane Long, Odom Winnie, but I don't know what's happening with Odom Winnie at the moment. Lukaku, who's an absolute beast.
Yeah.
So it really could go either way, 'cause I think it'll be all Spurs, but if West Brom can get that perfect counter-attack, it could be anyone's game, really. Goes down to me, but that's all I really know about the football that's been happening. Is anyone else a bit more knowledgeable this week?
Ipswich gave Middlesbrough a 4-0 drubbing. It was absolutely wonderful.
Alright, we're going to have to implement an Ipswich section into this as well. Bloody Ipswich.
Yeah, we're just knocking around in the Championship, mid-table, but Mick McCarthy's really got our shit together.
Yeah, I like him as a manager.
Terry Connor is the most awesome assistant manager ever, you have to admit. And it's not just because he's black.
I do like Mick McCarthy as a manager. I think it was great at Wolves. A bit unjust how they sacked him. But they're doing that for fun now, Wolves just sacking managers.
Yeah.
The 3 relegated teams in the Championship have done terrible, like Blackburn, Bolton and Wolves. I really thought one of them would do well in the Championship and possibly come straight back up to the Premier League.
It has been named one of the hardest leagues in the world, the Championship, to get out of. So, who knows? I don't follow the Championship much myself, but...
Yeah, I have no choice.
A funny, quirky comment I've read on the BBC Sport gossip page to do with Newcastle being the new Arsenal with French players. Apparently, Newcastle defender Stephen Taylor is listening to a Teach Yourself French CD to help his new Garlic teammates feel at home in the North East.
I don't know if anyone heard about this, but Hartlepool, they were playing today, and I think they won. I know they were 2-1 up at one point, or 2-0 up at one point. And what was interesting about the scorers was that the scorers' names were actually Hartley, and the other one was called Pool. So
oh, that's awesome.
I thought that was actually quite interesting to hear.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So if anyone's a bit sceptical, go look it up. I'm
doing that now just because I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I'm sure it's Hartley and Pool. But Mr. Joshua J, anything else about the football that's been happening or that's going to happen that you want to talk about?
Yes, one team I want to talk about is my local club I follow is Bath City.
Yeah. Because
they were in the Blue Square Premier last season and they got relegated to the Blue Square South, and apparently they're in a bit of financial trouble. They may get kicks out of their ground, so it's not looking good for Bath City at the moment.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, my local club, St Mirren, we won 2-0 today. I'm sure it's 2-0. We've won every game since we knocked Celtic out of the cup, which has put me in great feeling against Hearts when we play them in the Scottish League Cup final. I know you guys don't care about Scottish football, but me and Foot certainly do, and we make up 40% of this Skype call. So,
I've just looked at how my local team are doing, and they're actually doing pretty well.
Western-super-Mare, is it?
No, Yeovil.
Yeovil still.
Talking of Scottish football, Rangers got a hammer in today.
Well, they were playing a team that was 3 leagues above them, so...
but also they had a player sent off as well. Yeah,
I didn't actually hear too much about it. I heard that they got beat 3-0, and not many Rangers fans turned up because I think a lot of them are refusing to go to a ground that voted them out of the SPL. So Dundee United were one of them, and they refused to give Dundee United the money. But for any idea of how you think St Mirren versus Hearts will go, or Hearts versus St Mirren?
God, I think it'll be a really even game. I mean, St Mirren's playing really well, and I really like that Gonçalves.
Gonçalves, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really interesting match, and it's good to have like a final without like Celtic being in it.
Yeah.
Piss.
Are you going to go to the game?
I'm not sure. I know my dad's going to go to it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to it yet.
Well, I've already got my ticket booked, so I'm going to a Scottish League Cup final, as exciting as that sounds for the rest of you guys. My local
What's
team.
That? The FA Cup first round equivalent, maybe?
Maybe. But, my team could win its first piece of domestic silverware in 25 years, and I'm happy about that. Even if Hearts win it, I mean, it's still good because at least it's not Celtic winning it. Because they're trying to win everything now, so we need some other teams to step up. But I think I'm pretty much exhausted out on football stuff, unless anyone else knows something else that happens.
Definitely exhausted out.
Throat's getting a bit sore, but Foot, Mark, Joshy J, anything else you guys want to add?
No, I think we're about done on football now.
Yeah.
The only thing I would want to mention is just David Beckham going to PSG. I think it's great. I think it's great to see him still going on at the age he is, because he is basically a massive name. And sure, he probably can't run as fast as he used to be able to. He was never really known for his pace anyway. But it's good to see him still playing in like top leagues, because I'm very much a fan of like the players who were like famous during when I was growing up, and a lot of them when they retire, I feel like another player, and I don't really care much about the younger players coming up. I'm very much a fan of my Del Pieros and my Nestors and
Pavel Nedved.
Yeah, well.
One good thing about David Beckham is he's giving all his money to charity.
Yeah.
All of it?
I think it's all of it.
His 5-month contract with PSG, he's giving it all to charity.
I don't know if PSG are still going to pay for his expenses, like his house and stuff like that, but I do know he's giving all his wages to a local charity in Paris.
Media stunt?
Well,
yeah, I think so.
Something that's a little bit off topic. Andrew, why are you playing Football Manager?
I'm booting it up for once we finish this Skype call. Or podcast, should I say.
Alright, well, if no one else has anything to say, is there any final words over the entire podcast that anyone would like to raise before we shut things off?
I didn't throw up in the end.
Well, that's good. It's really good.
No, I think I'm just about done, because I'm just about to see the highlights of Man United and Fulham again on Match of the Day.
Fair enough. Foot, anything else?
Nah, I think we've covered everything, I think.
Yeah, then since Andrew's playing Football Manager, we're not going to acknowledge that he's here.
I'm not playing Football Manager. I've just got it loaded, alright? There is a difference.
Alright guys, well I'm sure I'm going to have the MP3 around at some point if by whatever reason you want to download this. I want to thank all my guests. I'm not going to say everyone's exact name because it's going to take too long. Also want to say if there's any more guests that would like to join the podcast, let me know. We record at 10 PM on Saturdays. I don't think that it's very possible to get rearranged times because we've tried it and it absolutely failed. But, yeah, if everyone wants to give their own little sign out, we're pretty much done here, I think.
Okay, I'll start off. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon. Cheers for watching, take it easy everybody, bye bye, and please like the podcast.
This is where everyone else does their sign out.
Who's next?
Just jump in.
See you later, guys. Take it easy.
Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all later. See you guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Alright, I'll finish off.
Lovely.
Bye.